Hey everyone, it's Kino here. Thanks for joining me on this insight course focused on Patanjali's Yoga Sutras. Bring your hands together and inhale. Rest your hands down on your knees and we'll begin continuing from Book 1, Yoga Sutra number 4. In this sutra, Patanjali outlines sort of the two paths that you can find in your life. We have the path of yoga and the other path. Let's see what that is, okay? We'll begin in the traditional way, word by word. So repeat after me. Vritti, sārūpyam, itaratra. And again, vritti, sārūpyam, itaratra. Let's try the whole sutra all together. Vritti, sārūpyam, itaratra. Vritti, sārūpyam, itaratra. One more time. Vritti, sārūpyam, itaratra. Good. So vrtti, you might already know if you've been following along on this course. Vritti, the waves of impressions that affect you whenever you interact with stimulus from the external world. So those vrittis, those waves in the ocean of consciousness that kind of stimulate the inner experience of the mind stuff, the waves that come and go whenever you interact with any circumstances in your life. Vritti. Sārūpyam, identification, when you identify with something. The identification of the mind, vritti sārūpyam, you will identify with the vrittis. Vritti sārūpyam itaratra, otherwise. So if we take this sutra in relation to Patanjali's outlining of the definition and the path of yoga, yoga citta vritti nirodha, yoga is the careful stilling of the waters of the mind so that you can experience or know who you really are. Otherwise, you'll simply be caught identifying in the false self or the false expression of the ego as manifested in the vrittis, the fluctuations. You will identify with your drama. You will identify with your things, your thoughts, everything around you, everything that is not the essential nature of the true self, the spirit within you. Vritti sārūpyam itaratra. Once the mind identifies with the world of the vrittis, there is no end upon which you can rest. You will never find a permanent self in the world of the vrittis, because the world of the vrittis is by its nature impermanent. Think about the world around you. Your thoughts come and go. Think about your possessions. They come and they go. Think about people in your life. Much to the breaking of our hearts, they come and they go. Everything in the material world comes and sooner or later goes. This is the world of the vrittis. This is the world of materiality. And as long as you identify, sārūpyam, with the material world, there is no permanent happiness. There is no happiness. There is no truth, except the one truth of the material world, which is that things themselves come and go. So yoga delineates very clearly two paths according to Patanjali. There is either the path of yoga, where every single activity is invested in the state of nirodha, the state of the stilling of the mind, or the alternative, which is that every activity dives you deeper into identification, entrenchment in the world of the vrittis. You are either choosing freedom, or you are either choosing to remain further in your chains. And this is a choice that is made moment to moment in every breath, in every practice. This is akin to the great battle, the spiritual battle that is unfolding in our hearts. Every moment we wake up, every day we arise with a fresh experience to choose powerfully, to walk on the path of yoga, and to continually orient towards placing the spiritual at the highest altar in our lives, or we can make a choice to orient towards placing the material. We all worship something, whether we bow down and devote ourselves to the pursuit of material ends, ends, whether that materiality manifests as things, whether that materiality manifests as an addiction to drama, an addiction to ups and downs, whether that materiality is an addiction to love or getting attention from other people, whether that is anything in the material world, as long as we orient towards that and bow down towards it, that becomes our God. And instead, yoga asks our God to be, well, God. And we can orient ourselves towards the true light, the spirit, the spiritual presence, the truth of what the essence of the spiritual world really is. So we are choosing moment to moment, whether we are essentially doing yoga, finding that state of nirodha, or making effort towards it, placing that as our highest altar, or choosing the material. So I leave you with the thought in this sutra today, what will your choice be, not just today, but in every moment of your practice and in every breath of your life? What does it take to have the heart of a yogi? The strong mind of the yogi carefully redirects its objects of attention away from the material world into the spiritual truth within, so that the true light can shine in every breath and every moment and reveal itself with infinite wisdom and infinite compassion. Bring your hands together and inhale. Thank you so much for joining me on the inner tradition of yoga. Namaste.